We will now return to our Microsoft Access database. This is the database created in the previous video. What I want to do now is to change my view into the design view. And it will automatically ask me, do I want to save this table? As we know from a previous page, a database can have many tables. And as this is the database that holds all the information about second-hand cars, we will put this down for August. In other words, this is all the second-hand cars held for August. This will then take me into my design view. All Microsoft Access databases will open with the primary key been set for field ID and for the data type to be auto number. We have already worked out what we want our field names to be called and also what our primary key is to be. So this field itself is no longer appropriate. So if I take my mouse across to where I can see the key, and if I right click, that will bring in a drop-down menu allowing me to delete this field. And as normal with Microsoft Office products, there is always an alert box. So let's get started for our second-hand car database. Our first field name was manufacturer. And our data type was short text. We were not going to change any properties, so I can move on from this field. Our second field was model, and again it was set for short text and no properties. Our third field was color, and again it was set for short text and we were not changing any properties. Our next one then was number plate. Again, it was set for short text. However, this time, instead of 255 characters, I want to restrict that to 7. So I simply click into the field size, delete out what I don't want, and enter in 7. That will then restrict the number of characters entered into this field to 7. My fifth column is the year. Okay, this lets me know the name I've supplied is a reserved word, but I am okay with that, so I will click OK. It is set for short text, so if I click on the drop-down arrow, what I want to do is set that for number. Now the number has been set for a long integer, and we don't need to understand that just at this stage. But if I click then where it says auto beside my decimal places, what I want to do is to bring that to 0. So when I do type in the year, it will not expect or it will not show me decimal places. My next one after that is the MOT. And if I click into the data type, I know for the MOT that what I'm looking for is my logical, which is yes, no. And you can see then from the format that it has been set for yes, no. If I do my final check-in, I make sure my field names have been entered in correctly, there are no spelling mistakes, and I make sure that I've chosen the correct data type. When I'm happy with that, I come back to my view area and I click into Datasheet View. And that will take me then into the view where I can enter in information. As the database saves as we enter in information, this will be the only time that I need to click back for save. And I'm now ready to enter in my information. Sometimes you need to expand out your fields so you can see what you're going on, but that will depend very much on the field headings that you have given.